Good morning, students. Today we will start with a wonderful chapter of political science, that is federalism. Well, children, federalism means division of power. Already in my previous session, I've explained you under chapter power sharing that how important it is to share the power. So today we will be learning how important the federalism is. So federalism is a system of government in which the power is divided between the central government and its constituent units. Now children, generally the federalism has two levels of a government. One government which is for the entire country, like we have a central government or you can say a union government, who is responsible for all the subjects related with the common national interest, and the other government is at the level of states. Now this government is responsible to look after the day-to-day administering of their state. Now both these level of government, they enjoy their powers independently. Now do you know that India follows a federalism, because in our country we divide the power between central government, state government, and state government further divides between local self-government. Now apart from federalism or a federal form of a government, there is one more government which is known as a unitary form of a government. Now this is a form of government where only one level of government are there, which has a number of subunits or a subordinate. Now the central government over here can pass an order to all the provincial or state or local government. But in federal system, the central government and the state government has an independent powers. The central government cannot order the state government. Now the state government has its own power, for which it is not answerable to the central government. That means that both these governments are separately answerable to the people. Now let's see what are the features of federal form of a government. Now children, there are number of the features of federal form of a government. Like under federal form of a government, there are two or more levels of government. Like India has. In our country, the power has been divided between central government, state government, and local self-government. So, the different tiers of government, they govern the same citizen. Means that the central government and the state government, they all are governing the same citizen in the sense like in India, the central government is governing the whole of the country, including Uttarakhand. And the state government is governing only Uttarakhand. So, the people of Uttarakhand are being governed by both the states, central also and state also. But each government has their own jurisdiction, which has been defined clearly. Then, the jurisdiction of each level of a government, that is the state, central or local self, they're telling you it has been defined in constitution. That the fundamental provision of each constitution cannot be unilaterally changed. Means that the fundamental rights which have been provided to the central government or the state government cannot be changed. It requires the consent of both the level of a government. Then if any changes have to be made, it's only the court, children, the Supreme Court, that is if you remember, we did only the judiciary has the power to interpret the constitution and the powers of the different levels of government. If any dispute arises between the central government and state government, so it's the judiciary, that is the court, who actually sort out the disputes. Then the source of revenue for each level of government is clearly specified in the constitution. Means that the work which will be done in the by the central government as well as by the state government. For doing the work, they require a finance, so that finance will be arranged how and from where is been clearly defined in the constitution. So both the government can function accordingly. So children, it means that a federal form of a government or a federal system has a dual responsibilities or a dual objective. One is to safeguard and promote the unity of the country, because when you divide the power, you are dividing the power, but you cannot, or you are not dividing the people. People remain the citizen of India only, no matter they are living in Uttarakhand or UP. So federal form of a government has an objective to safeguard and promote the unity of the country, while at the same time to accommodate the regional diversity, because India is a country where we have a number of people with different culture, language, religion. So the power has to be divided, keeping in mind that apart from promoting the unity, the regional diversity should also be accommodated. So children, that means these two aspects are very crucial for a federalism. The government under federalism at different levels should agree to some rules of power sharing. They have to trust each other, because when they trust each other, that would abide a part of its agreement. So it is very essential that in a federal system of government, the two aspects has to be fulfilled. One is a mutual trust and another one is an agreement to live together.